Chloe Miles is suing Alyssa Gill in the amount of $400. Ms. Miles claims she paid for an expensive braiding session, but says that when she had to cancel because of work, Ms. Gill refused to refund the money.
State your name.
My name is Chloe Miles.
Ma'am.
My name is Alyssa Gill.
All right, and you are suing Ms. Gill for $400 for a braiding session that she did not complete or appear up for?
That is correct. I paid for a package. The package included 3 services, which is the initial braiding.
Is this your first time with her?
This is not my first time scheduling an appointment with her, but this is my first time getting braids by her.
How long have you been a client?
For roughly 6 months now.
How many times does she perform services?
I would say about 7 times. I get my hair done typically once a month. Being a flight attendant, I have to make sure that I look presentable, so.
That's what I keep trying to tell him. You know, looking like The Weeknd or Trevor Noah. All right, and how has she done those 7 times?
So, and the times that I've had an appointment with her, she's done an awesome job. I get hairstyles ranging from sew-ins, wig installs, and on those times, those styles came out perfectly. I trusted her with them. I received a lot of compliments, and I even referred a lot of people that I would meet at the airline to her, so.
All right, and you give me some background. On your shop or your profession, how long you've been doing it.
Yes, so
she's
I've been
suing you
doing
about
hair.
bad services. So to prove to me that she's not right, you might want to talk.
She's lying, to be honest. I just met her about a year ago. We've been in contact. I've been doing her hair for about 6 months. She's always counseling on me, last minute saying, oh, 10
How many times
minutes.
has she counseled?
Oh, she counseled about 5 times because I can have someone else in my chair.
Correct.
But she counsels within like 10 minutes. It's a constant thing, and I keep telling her, you know, let me know within 24 hours, and then it'll be okay. That way I can schedule someone else.
Correct.
You know, but she doesn't do that, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the cancellations are always rescheduled every time.
Yeah, but the cancellations cost her money.
Last minute, it's been twice, and I have the information to prove that. She knew that I worked as a flight attendant. I told her I need flexibility, and she was understanding with that. Never had an issue with it. She would always reschedule. It was always something that she understood, and she never brought to my attention.
If she knows the nature of your work and you give her 24-hour notice, that gives her a little time to get another client in there.
And
but
less
than 24 hours is a little...
I give her a 24-hour notice just because that's what I was doing.
No,
she never told me.
She says you've given her less than 24
There have
hour
been,
notice.
like I said, there was 2 times that's happened.
And that's what we're talking about.
Right. But
She's
when
a
I give her
flight
these
What do
attendant.
you
How
say?
can she
I'm not
do
talking about anything other than what
That's
you've
a lie.
admitted to.
She's
Man,
a flight
be quiet.
attendant.
My point is, you've admitted that on 2 occasions you canceled within 24 hours.
Right.
When in fact, you know it's only appropriate to cancel 24 hours or beyond.
I did not know that, Your Honor. That was never brought up to me when I was canceling
When
these
you
appointments.
canceled the first time for less than 24 hours,
She
and
knew
let's
it.
be quiet. When you cancel one more time and I'm throwing you out, how about that? And you'll pay judgment for her and you'll be out. In fact, I'll have Amir escort you out because you will have been disrespectful because I would have told you 3 times and I'm not going to. Within the 24-hour period instances, did she ever mention anything? And your response, no, she never mentioned anything. She never mentioned anything. One more time. Did she ever mention on those 2 occasions, did she ever mention that she needed more notice?
What I'm saying is...
No,
she
answer
did
that
not-
question. I don't care
she
what
did
you're
not-
saying
She did
is.
not mention it in that way. When she would say it, she
How
said,
did she
I'm
mention
just,
it?
she would say, I'm going to have to start charging if you continue to come late or if you don't show up.
And
But
you
she
did it
didn't say-
anyway.
Yes, with my schedule sometimes,
So,
that's
if
just
she
how it
told you
happens.
she would charge you for coming in late and you did it anyway, duh.
But how
What
am I
we
supposed to
here
know how
for?
much? How much am I being charged?
Whatever the cost was.
What is that?
Whatever she lost. I don't know. You suing her.
But that's what
if
I'm
you
saying.
don't know what you're suing for, we wasted our
What
time.
I'm
You
saying
asking
is,
me
what is that
how
fee?
much is it? Claim dismissed. You don't even know what you're suing about.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
You
I
just know
wasn't.
you was lying.
The fee was never
You
presented
couldn't even
to me.
answer the
He
man's
didn't listen to
question.
the remainder
You couldn't
of
answer
the...
his question.
I
He
answered
asked
the
one
question.
simple question and you...
I answered the question very well. You never provided any of these details, and now you're
Let's
suing.
head out this way.
January Robeson is suing Grant Mowry in the amount of $5,950. Ms. Robeson claims her online date cooked a romantic dinner for her and says it caused a fire, which got worse when the defendant tried to extinguish the flames.
State your name.
My name is January Robeson.
All right. Yours?
My name is Grant Mooring.
All right, and you are suing the defendant for $5,950, alleging he is responsible for causing a fire to damage the property?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, start with you. Give me some background.
Okay, I'm a single mother of 3 kids, and I'm a retired bank investor. And my husband of 20 years cheated on me with his secretary. So that was the end of that marriage. So obviously, I want to meet somebody to spend the rest of my life with.
When did you divorce?
About 5 years ago.
Okay. What have you been doing? You say you wanted to meet someone since then.
I went on a dating site.
Okay.
And that's where I met Mr. Mowry.
Okay.
And we engaged in long-distance romance. He lives in Houston. I live in LA. And so we had long conversations on the telephone, and we even had FaceTime videos.
Oh, I'm
with
scared
a little
me for
bit
a minute.
of.
I thought you was gonna tell me more than we need to know.
Well, we did.
And we even, where your face look, you lit up like a Christmas tree and say, yeah, and we even had
Well,
FaceTime. Okay. Get a background from you, sir.
That is correct. We met on a dating site, and even the first time I talked to her, she said her love language was gifts. So that's why I started sending her gifts. And the more gifts I sent her, and I should have realized this red flag, the more she liked me, the more I'll come out to LA and visit me. And so that's what I did. I came out to Los Angeles. She lives in Beverly Hills.
Okay, how was that stay?
Well, I would say the first 3 hours were good, and then it went south after that.
How so? So you got a 3-hour run. How so? What happened?
And again, what happened? So I got to her house, and she said, hey, I want to show you my house, and I'm going to be very nice here. She said, hey, I want to go to the bedroom. And I was like, okay. But, it's kind of embarrassing. As a man, it's going to be very embarrassing, but, everything didn't work that day. If you know what I mean, manhood thing didn't work that day.
No, I don't know what you mean. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm an older woman, and I have standards. Some people say that I'm picky, but I have standards. And I do not badmouth a man that cannot come up to my standards. But he and I are not meant for each other at all.
Why?
So the last night he was there, he insisted on cooking me dinner. So he cooks. Well, he takes that little pill, and then the next thing you know, I'm in the living room. And he left a frying pan of grease unattended on my stove. Guess what happened? Started a fire. And do you know what he did to put it out? He got the lid and a towel, which guess what happened? It ignited it more.
Sir, let me hear from you on this.
So then that is true. I took the magic blue pill so I could do what we needed to do. So I was cooking, and I think she really liked that. She came, started kissing on me and telling me some nice things in my ear, and she took me out to the living room. We were sitting on the couch and getting to know each other in an intimate way. And then all of a sudden I smelled some smoke, and I said, do you have a smoke detector? She's like, no, I don't think so. So I jumped up, ran in the kitchen, and there it was. That grease fire had started, and all those there was a lid and that towel, and just out of reaction, I grabbed the lid, and I put the towel, and she came into the kitchen.
Who put the fire out with the towel?
Do you have a fire extinguisher? She's like, what's a fire extinguisher?
I did not say that.
You don't need an extinguisher until the fire starts. Do you think it would have happened had someone not started the fire?
Well, a fire has to start by somebody,
right.
Yes.
And how did it start this time?
By the grease.
And who was dealing with the grease?
Well, I was, sir, but she took me away.
$5,950 is your judgment, as he admitted, and therefore you are the one, you and the grease, had the grease split it with you, since you want to put it on the grease. And he's the one he and the grease are going to pay you $5,950. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $5,950.
I'm sorry it came to this. I am a good person, but you did start the fire, so I'm sorry.
I'm glad I live in Houston and you live in LA.
Judge Mathis.
Jeremy McCann is suing Barry Niels in the amount of $2,850. Mr. McCann claims that during a jousting contest, the defendant's spear hit him below the belt and says he had to cancel his honeymoon after he was injured.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated. Both litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you. State your name, sir.
Jeremy McCann, also known as Sir Jeremy McCann.
Sir, your name.
Barry Niels.
And this says that you're suing defendant for $2,850
That is correct, Your Honor.
for a penile injury while jousting your penis.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
what
right.
you're here to sue? Wow.
In a jousting accident that caused me to go to the hospital and cancel my honeymoon.
Jousting your penis.
Jousting, no. So jousting, it's a medieval sport where you ride on a horse with a lance, also
okay.
a long stick, and you try to knock each other
All
off.
right, 'cause I was going to throw both of y'all out of here. You bring me some mess like this. So don't act like I'm so...
This is a test of the emergency alert system. During emergencies, WPIX will provide important information for New York City and its surrounding areas. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
They would do this type of contact in full armor. Do you get concussions when you're knocked off?
Yeah, it's you could see that it's quite a dangerous sport, and there's a lot of factors that come in with injuries.
Yeah, well, man, son, he done failed a few times. Give me some background on the association with Mr. Niels.
So we met about a year ago at a Renaissance fair. He told me that he wanted to get into competitive jousting. Me being a knight, you could bring people on as squires. I decided to hire him as a squire, and the relationship built over there, and we would train together.
Now, the squire is he does the same thing, but is a lower rank.
A squire is, think of it kind of like a knight's assistant. You help them get their armor on, you help maintain the horse, things like that, in hopes to become a knight one day.
Okay. How did that work out?
Well, I guess...
Let me ask him, was this what he came to do, and was this the agreement on his duties first? Sir?
Well, yes. I assist Sir Jeremy. Squires are sort of like the knight's pit crew. You know, we polish the armor, we help him suit up in armor, take off the armor. You pick the knight up when they get unhorsed. You take care of the horses. So, yes, I had been clear on that.
Were you familiar with his work prior to joining him?
Yes, I had heard a lot about him. He was a great knight. I was very honored to train and practice with him and be a part of his competition.
All right, so we're in the midst of royalty. He's just not no regular knight. I should make you bow. So what happened? What went wrong here?
So, doing this competitively, I have to practice often, and I was practicing against another knight with the help of these two squires. After the end of practice, Barry here, he asked me if he could get some practice in himself. So we went a few rounds jousting, and towards our last run together, I could see that his hand was slipping, and the lance went towards my horse's head and barely missed the head and went right towards my crotch, split my penis open.
Oh!
Didn't sever it off, but split it open. And yeah, it's not a pretty sight. I wasn't happy myself.
Not a pretty listen. I don't even want to it hurts listening to it.
I apologize, Your Honor, but you can imagine. So I later found out that he was jousting with a broken hand, and because of my injury, I missed my honeymoon, and now I have a hospital bill to pay for, and it's due to his negligence, and that's why we're here today.
Why do you say he was negligent? That's the issue.
Because someone shouldn't practice with a broken hand.
Let me hear from you, sir.
Your Honor, I had no idea at the time of the incident that my hand was broken.
Now you're lying. How long had your hand been broken when you found out it was?
Well, Your Honor, I was having a few practice runs with Tom the other day before the incident. And, so, Your Honor, we were having some practice runs before the time of the incident.
How was the first time?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
You said the same thing over, back to back. You all right?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm nervous, Your Honor. This is my first time in the courtroom.
Falls. That's them falls, Doc. You're right about them concussions. That a broken hand does not manifest itself immediately. That's why I'm trying to find, when did you learn the time frame of his hand being broken? Because he's making a valuable point. He didn't know it was broken. So he did not practice negligence if he didn't know it was broken.
He knew he was injured, and for all we know, he could be lying. So I found out after the event from my other squire, Tom here, who told me about his broken hand.
And he told you that he was aware of his broken hand?
No, Your Honor.
Did he tell you that?
He was aware that his hand was badly injured.
Okay. This the witness here with you?
Yes.
Squire, would you stand, please? State your name.
My name is Tom Horace, Your Honor.
All right. Do you agree what Mr. McCann says? It happened that way? You tell me.
Yeah, so 3 days before the incident, Barry and I were practicing jousting, which we usually do from time to time. We were on the ranch. We had a few beers. And while we were riding, he fell off his horse. He injured his hand from what I could see. I'm not a doctor, but breaking your hand is a really common occurrence in this competitive world. And it looked broken to me, and I told him, maybe you should go to a hospital. He said no. I said, okay. I assumed he would tell Jeremy that his hand was badly injured or possibly broken. He didn't. On the day of the incident, 3 days later, after it had happened, Jeremy texted me, and he told me that he's practicing, he's canceling practice because of his injury. And I said, why would you let Barry joust with a broken hand? He was not aware of that. I assumed he had told him, but he did not.
All right, good witness, very good. Well, you're one of the better witnesses I've had. And you look more distinguished than them as an English gentleman. I know you are supposed to represent that, but not really look like that. But that's the career or the Renaissance stage. Doesn't he look more like Robin Hood than the others?
Oh, yeah.
Like Earl Flynn. Earl Flynn, handsome guy. Earl Flynn played Robin Hood. Had the handsome guy, had the hair laid out. Squire, I'm going to promote you. What's the next step up from Squire?
To be a knight.
To be a knight?
Yeah.
And that's usually, those promotions are made by whom?
Other knights.
Only other knights. Who was above the knight?
Well, that would be like a board of...
Judge. All right. You're a squire. You're a knight now. I'm above the knights. I'm above them all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're the knight now. Good man. Good man. What you have to say?
Your Honor, as I was saying, I did not know that my hand was broken at the time. We were practicing. It is true that I fell off the horse and I hurt myself, but I want to be a great knight someday. To be a great knight, you have to train. This isn't something you can look up on the internet.
Great knight wouldn't train with a broken hand.
As I was saying, you have to learn from someone who knows what they're doing. Knights compete with injuries all the time. I have seen Sir Jeremy compete with a broken hand before and win, and I didn't even know that my hand was broken at the time of the incident. I just thought that I had hurt myself, but you get hurt doing this sport. That's just a fact. I can't go to the hospital every time that I bump my head or get a scratch. So we assume the risks of participating in a dangerous sport.
There you go, dangerous sport. And no, you assume the risk of being negligent when you participate in a dangerous sport. As if, an example being, if you have a dangerous dog, if you have a pit bull, you assume the risk of being sued if that dangerous dog bites someone. You don't usually assume that risk with a poodle because the poodle rarely and is not considered a dangerous dog. So if a poodle bites someone, well, that was a poodle acting out of character. But if a pit bull bites someone, well, you had a dangerous animal. It's classified as such. So you had a dangerous animal that you could not control enough to prevent from biting. So you were, as you say, in a dangerous sport. And therefore, everything has to be done correctly. And no, you should not engage in battle. I don't believe that you should engage in a dangerous activity involving combat battle knowing that you're injured, because there's an increased likelihood that you'll hurt somebody. And so I'm going to grant your judgment, sir. 2850.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $2,850.
At this court with Judge Mathis.
Mitch Rodriguez is suing Sierra Parker in the amount of $720.26. Mr. Rodriguez claims the defendant's unruly twins wreaked havoc in his store and says one of the boys broke an electronic door lock. Ms. Parker is countersuing for $672.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated. Both litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you. State your name.
Mitch Rodriguez, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Sierra Parker, Judge.
And, sir, you're suing the defendant for $720.26, alleging she owes you this money because her children broke the door at your store?
Yes, Your Honor.
And, ma'am, you're countersuing for $672, alleging he owes you this money because he says your kids are not responsible.
Not responsible, and the son that was affected, he had to go to therapy.
Okay, I'll start off with you then. Tell me what happened with your son having to go where and for what?
Okay, this particular day I was shopping in a store. I had my 5-year-old twins with me. Donnie was the one that needed to use the restroom this particular day. So I'm at the register getting my stuff checked out, and he asked me to use the restroom. So I needed to get the code from the clerk. One of the clerks took him and open the door, put the code in so he could use the restroom. So all while I'm getting my stuff checked out and everything, a few minutes have gone by.
How far away was the restroom from you?
Oh my goodness, maybe 15 feet.
Okay.
Maybe. Store's not,
So
not
you
that
can see
big.
him, right?
I could see where the door is, yes.
You didn't just leave your 5-year-old to walk away with somebody you didn't know.
Right, correct.
Okay. Outside of your view.
Outside, correct, yes.
Go ahead.
So stuff is already checked out. It's been a few minutes and he hasn't gotten back yet. So I'm walking to the door to go check on him, and as I'm getting closer to the door, I'm hearing him yelling and screaming, "I can't open the door, help somebody, I can't open the door." So I go run and tell Mitch here that, he said something's wrong, he can't open the door on the inside. So that's when he goes to try and open the door. It's some type of combo code for the lock.
And it opened?
No, he couldn't get it open.
How did your son ultimately get out?
Oh, I think took about maybe 3.5, 4 hours, because he had to call his locksmith person. They actually had to take the door off.
Okay, and that's your counterclaim?
Yeah.
Okay, that's because I was unclear why you were suing him.
Okay.
And so now I am clear. All right, and sir, you give me the background on this case. What happened?
Okay, so I'm a local store owner. We've had Mickey's Groceries in the area for about 25 years. I've, the new owner, been running it for about 5 years. I know her. She's a regular customer. She frequents the store. On several occasions, her children are out of control.
5-year-olds?
Yes.
Most are.
They're like
Go
terrorists.
ahead.
They run around. They knock stuff off at aisles. They've knocked jars of glass over one time. Pickles, I believe it was.
Think they're doing it intentionally?
They're unsupervised. I don't think it was the intention of their children.
What does supervision have to do with it? I'm asking you, do you think they're doing it intentionally? Is it an accident? Or are they going up the aisles just woo-wee, ha-ha, knocking things down as a source of fun? So you think it's intentional that they're breaking the bottles and all the things on your shelf?
Not intentional, they're just
That's what I'm asking you. Do you think it was intentional or was it a mistake?
Mistake.
All right. And how do you think those mistakes are coming? It's because they're unbalanced? How?
It's an accident.
Okay,
it's an accident. It's not
so
deliberate.
they've done it several times, and when you've asked about these accidents, what have you been told?
She's agreed. She said okay, and she would get them. to be fair to her, because there's other kids that come, they play sometimes.
I'm not asking you about her, sir. I'm trying to define what it is these children have done to you.
They broke the lock.
How?
They were playing, they were running inside of the door, in and out, they were pushing the buttons on the door
No,
code.
sir. We're talking about all the other things. You say they constantly come in, knocking things off the shelves.
Yes.
I asked you, was it intentional? You said no. You said it was an accident. So where does the crime come in?
They're playing.
Yeah.
They're playing.
Take a break.
They're playing.
Yeah, take a break. Take all the time you need, sir. Property or his product. And now you're trying to diminish it as if it's nothing really bad. Well, it is. If they're damaging his property after he's already warned you one time, then he had to, obviously they kept doing it, came back a second time. Obviously they kept doing it, so they had to come back a third time by your own admission. This isn't something he's saying, this is something you said 3 times. Go ahead, sir.
Well, I've tried to be nice to her, because she is a regular customer, and I appreciate that. I appreciate her support. To help stop any children from doing that, or anybody, I made a sign, it's in my store. I've got it posted on both doors, please keep your children attended, because kids have energy, I understand that. And they break stuff. I've let it slide in the past because she's a regular customer. I'm not trying to be harsh. But this last time, they broke the door. It's costing me $720.
Done. That's what you're concerned about. You made it very clear you cared nothing about the son and how the son was traumatized being locked in there for 3-4 hours, a 5-year-old. But what are you suing her for? What has she done to you?
Your Honor, that's a self-inflicted injury. If she would have been supervising her kids, they would have never gotten locked in there.
Sir, what are you saying she did? What did she do?
She didn't do anything. One of her twins broke the door.
How?
By playing with it, pushing the buttons, yanking on the handle.
You have evidence?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
That he did it? Go ahead. Let me see it, please, Amir.
Yeah.
Evidence that the child did it. Now, hand me nothing other than that. Evidence that the child did it.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Not just something, it was broke, because it could have been broke when the child went to it. Evidence that an eyewitness, something saying, I saw the child, something. Not just a broken lock. Okay. Because I don't know who broke that lock. And that may be why the child was stuck in there, because some of your employees who let the child in. Who let the child in the bathroom?
I'm not sure, because she came to me.
She said she is. She's sure.
Well,
she says it was your employee.
Right.
So it entirely could be your employee who broke it.
Well, no, Your Honor, because he had to put in the code to let the kid in. He had to put in the code to let the child in.
Right, and he may have put it in and then it malfunctioned.
It's never malfunctioned before.
Well, it did this time.
True.
And you're trying to blame it on the child to mess up a lock because your assistant is the one that let the child in.
Other people have used the restroom and they've never had this problem.
Your assistant let the child in. That's the last person that we know for certain operated that lock.
How will Judge Mathis rule?
It was her son. You don't have any eyewitness testimony. We know for sure that it was your assistant that took the child there to play with the lock, as you claim. So it was your assistant who was negligent for even letting the child touch the lock. Your assistant took the child. And if your assistant took the child and let the child play with it, your assistant was negligent.
That's not what happened, Your Honor. My assistant did not.
You haven't been able to prove anything other than that,
I saw the twins playing with the lock.
Now you've changed your whole story.
I'm not changing the story.
Get out of here. Your claim is dismissed. Judgment, counterclaim for the counterclaimant.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff has been ordered to pay $672.
No hard feelings. I'm always come to your store.
I appreciate that, but you really need to be, you're a neglectful parent.
Judge Mathis,
Bradley Ziegler is suing Bob Williams in the amount of $522. Mr. Ziegler claims he planned a romantic gesture to ask his date to prom and says he was startled when her father fired a gun in the air, which caused him to hurt his knee.
State your name, sir.
Hello, my name is Bradley Ziegler.
My name is Bob Williams.
All right, and sir, you're suing Mr. Williams for $522, saying he ruins your prom and your prom proposal, rather, by firing a gun. So let me hear from you.
I know Mr. Williams because him and his daughter and I, we've known each other for about 4 years. And so a year before this incident, we started dating kind of, but not officially. And yeah, he thinks that I'm a bad influence on his daughter for whatever reason, and I find that not to be true.
How did you find that out?
Because every time I come over his house, he's not pleasant. He actively wants us to stay away. He thinks that her grades have dropped because of me.
He's told you that? Take me back to when you met the young man and how things went from there.
Okay, so about, I'd say maybe a year and a half ago, Bradley started coming around. I guess he was friends with my daughter. I don't know if there was more, but he would come over from time to time. I really didn't like the guy, to be honest.
Why?
He just rubbed me the wrong way.
How? Something he was
very cocky, very cocky, very arrogant, and to be honest with you, I try to keep my daughter away from dating.
What transpired? Tell me what happened. Tell me about the lawsuit.
An elaborate proposal for the love of my life at the time.
You're talking about my love of my 14-year life?
Your Honor,
Go ahead.
She captured my heart. I don't know what to say, Your Honor.
Captured your heart. Yeah. You don't even know what your heart is at age 17.
I planned an elaborate plan to ask his daughter out to prom, so I planned for a fire truck and a band to get on top of the fire truck and park outside her house.
Who does that?
It's a surprise, and so I planned for all that to happen. I saved $520 for my part-time job at a diner, and it happened that night. So I came to his house at 8 o'clock that night, and I sat in my car for about 10 minutes waiting for the band to come. They were about 5 minutes out, and I started walking up the driveway. As I started walking up the driveway, it's dark, and I just hear a loud bang from what I thought was a gunshot, and I jumped to the floor because I don't have experience with guns, Your Honor, so it startled me a lot. Mr. Williams had come outside with this gun and shot, I guess, in the air, and I go to the ground. I get a gash on my knee, which I had to get stitches for, and I have evidence of that here, Your Honor.
Yes, let me see it, please. But had he ever told you not to come by to his house?
Well, Your Honor, I had got permission from Mr. Williams' wife.
I couldn't believe he went behind my back to talk to my wife instead of coming to me man to man.
That would infuriate me more.
Yeah.
But none of that is rationalizes shooting at him. Or what happened? You tell me what happened, sir.
So what happened?
You did tell him in the past not to come over. Let's go with that first.
I did. I asked him please not to come to my house. I wasn't fond of him. I'm not fond of my daughter dating.
And so he went behind your back.
Went behind my back. Asked my wife if he can take my daughter to prom. My wife says yes.
Causing a division in your household. Let me hear whether you felt threatened. If you felt threatened, then you had a right to bring your weapon out.
So about a month prior to this incident he's talking about, I had an attempt burglary on my home. Someone tried to break in through a back window of my home. So at this situation, I happen to be walking by my window. I look out the front window. There's a car that I don't recognize sitting on the other side of the street. So it catches my attention. So I see someone exit the vehicle. So they're kind of making their way towards my house. So in my head, I'm thinking about the prior burglary attempt on my home. So I grab my gun, and as this gentleman is approaching me, I fire one blank shot into the air, didn't point it at him, nothing like that, didn't threaten him, didn't know it was him. So
that's what he says.
He tries scurrying away and falls down or something. I don't know what happened. So
First of all, sir, it could be argued that you were trespassing. He had told you not to come over anymore, even though you went behind his back and manipulated a way for you to be able to overturn his request or demand, however you want to refer to it. That's trespassing. As such, young man, I'm going to dismiss your case. And whatever happened as a result of you disobeying his request about coming onto his property was all your fault. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
All I have to say, get your life together, Bradley. Get your life together. Best of luck to you.
The legal system's on your side, but you're still wrong.
Yeah, okay.
This way.
Stephanie Clark is suing Danielle Favaro in the amount of $620. Ms. Clark claims she flew to L.A. to meet her girlfriend and says she had to get an unexpected hotel room because Miss Favaro brought her dog to bed.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. May all be seated. Your Honor, both parties have been sworn in.
Thank you. State your name.
My name is Stephanie Clark.
Ma'am?
Danielle Favreau.
All right. And Stephanie, you're suing the defendant for $620 for the cost of a hotel room that you've purchased?
Yes. So I met Danielle online, and
How long ago?
About 2 months ago. And we were talking every night, texting. She told me that she was in love with me after a month of us knowing each other.
Had you also, how many times had you seen each other?
We hadn't seen each other in person at all.
Okay, so she was in love by Instagram.
Yes.
All right.
She slid into my DMs, made it very clear how interested she was, and I was open to it. So we talked.
She didn't even know how you really looked.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm real on my Instagram. I'd like to keep
She
it.
didn't know. Oh, you've never heard of people being fake on Instagram?
I wasn't one of those people.
I didn't ask you that. I said, have you heard of it?
Yes.
So she didn't know whether you were fake. That's my point.
Okay.
I'm not asking you whether you were. I said she didn't know whether you were or not because people do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah.
You understand?
I do.
What do they call it? What do they call it?
Catfishing.
Catfish, yeah. You could have been getting catfish. How much you in love? I love you, baby. I know you might be a 300-pound, old 70-year-old man, but you look cute, and so I want to tell you I love you. So let me get to you on that. How did you know? How can you trust, particularly the day and age with AI, artificial intelligence, how could you trust that you fell in love with what she looked like?
Have you ever been a lesbian, Your Honor?
I'm asking you. You answer your question. You answer my question.
Listen,
Don't answer me. And that's a smart aleck question. Ha ha! Hoo hoo! It's not funny of making fun of the LGBTQ community. You know I've never been a lesbian. For you to ask me that, you're mocking them, and now you're laughing at them. So you are laughing at your own community and making a mockery of them, and I resent it, and I resent you for doing it. Let me get back to her. Have I ever been a lesbian? You know I haven't. Go ahead.
We were FaceTiming.
Come in here talking like that. I don't care what you are. You still can't talk about a community that I care about and mock them. You might be a part of the community and don't even care about them. Now that I see you mocking them, go ahead, ma'am.
We were FaceTiming, so that's how she was.
Okay, there you go. That's a little different than Instagram.
Yeah.
Y'all met on Instagram, but FaceTime.
Yes.
All right. For how long before you all met?
2 months.
2 months, and then how was it meeting her?
It was something that we planned together. She told me that the prices to fly to Los Angeles were really low. She would get a hotel room. I said, okay, perfect. That works out for me. I work full time as a server in Boston, so I flew 3,059 miles to be with this woman. Everything was great.
You paid for the hotel?
I paid for my flight. She paid for the hotel room, but she stranded me after she kicked me out.
But you're suing for hotel, so you had to get your own. Go ahead, I'll let you finish.
Yes. So she kicked me out of the hotel room when she told me.
Okay, I did not kick you out of the hotel room.
Your Honor.
No,
she kicked me out of the hotel room.
If you're trying to tell facts, you should tell facts.
She wanted to sleep in the bed with her dog. She wanted me to sleep in the bed with her dog, and I said,
So does he.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
It's not sanitary. Not where I'm from. We don't do that. That's not
Right.
something that's
I keep
hygienic.
trying to tell him black folks don't do that.
Exactly. We don't do that where I'm from.
Okay, and you knew how much I love my dog. It's not like we didn't talk and fall asleep on the phone.
She didn't tell me that this would be an option.
Every single night. You saw my dog in the
Your
bed
Honor,
with me.
she did not tell me that she was going to be sleeping in the bed with her dog. She said you can either sleep with us or you can leave and get your own room. So I'm in a city that I don't know anybody.
Also false.
I'm stranded. I'm left by myself at midnight, and I flew 3,000 miles over here. So she forced my hand.
What do you say? Give me your back. Give me your story.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, things were really great at first. I picked her up. I planned a really nice picnic for us at Echo Park. She got to know the dog, and I thought they were getting along really well. And
what type of dog?
It's a black lab.
Laboratory, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very special to me. It's been really like an emotional support dog. Through COVID, through a bad relationship, I've lost 2 family members in the past 5 years. Stephanie knew how much Midnight is his name, meant to me, and I didn't expect her to be so selfish and heartless and really just expect me to like kick Midnight to the curb. She asked me to put the dog in my car, like overnight.
In your car, outside?
Yes.
I did not do that. That's a lie, Your Honor. I didn't ask her. I said, let the dog sleep on the floor in the hotel. I'm not comfortable sleeping with pets because it's not sanitary. One was like, I don't know when was the last time she bathed her.
When did it come up? When you were time to go to bed, or when did the issue come up?
So after we went to the picnic, we went to happy hour, got a couple drinks, of course at a dog-friendly place. Yes, the dog was with us the whole time. Went back to the hotel room, and Stephanie pointed out that there wasn't a dog bed. And I said, well, yeah, the dog sleeps with me typically. Like, that's not something I do. I don't bring a dog bed with me. And she freaked out, like completely went like off on me. And
I didn't go off. I asked her.
Had you gotten a double bed, would you still have wanted the dog to sleep with the 2 of you in that one bed? Could you have put the dog in that second bed by himself?
I mean, typically the dog sleeps right by my feet. So, I mean.
By your feet?
Yes.
On the bed?
Yes.
And I'm asking you, what do you think would have happened once you all determined that, no, I'm not going to sleep in the bed with a dog, and you, well, tough luck, that's how it's going to be. How was it resolved? What was next?
I mean, I gave her some options. I said, you could either sleep in the bed with the both of us, or you could take the couch, or you could get a different hotel room.
She did not mention a couch at all.
I did, and I have the text to prove it.
Let's see the text, please. You have it prepared?
Just give me the whole
Your Honor.
Yes.
I can't sleep on a couch. I have scoliosis, and it messes with my back. So her giving me that option after we've been FaceTiming every day for 2 months, and knowing.
I love you, baby. I love you to death. You sure she was talking to you?
Mm-hmm.
She could have been talking to the dog. You thought she was talking to you. I love you, baby. She wasn't cutting her eyes while y'all were FaceTiming. How about when the time when you all were saying, I love, when she was saying, I love you, was she looking straight at you?
Yeah, she was.
Every minute?
Every minute.
She didn't. I'm talking to you, baby. All right. You were sure she was telling you all that, but when she got there, she flipped on you and she loved the dog more than she loved you. Well, the dog been around how many years?
5 years.
5 years. And how long you all had only met for 2 months?
Yeah.
Dog didn't lie to you? Dog didn't cheat on you?
I didn't do none of that
Dog didn't start no stuff? Wasn't arguing? Wasn't nitpicking your lifestyle, and what you did is just running around happy, and you were happy. And then you want to come along and have her to put her dog out.
I didn't
Please,
ask her
I'm
to
with
put the
you.
dog out.
I'm put my dog out.
I just asked her to let the dog sleep on the floor or to make a compromise for the night.
Stephanie is acting like this is new information. Like, she didn't know I had this dog who is basically my right-hand man. This dog is with me all the time. Like, you can see the dog in the FaceTime when we're talking all the time.
So did you ever see oh, I told you she was talking to that dog. What you say now? Say that again. In the FaceTime, you can see the dog right there, right? Go ahead. And what happened after, what was the argument? You said you must leave, or she said I'm leaving?
Like I said, I gave her a couple options, and I mean, she took the option to leave, and she
Those options you gave were insufficient, and it was a precondition that you did not disclose to her. You had her come 3,000 miles without having told her that she's going to have a dog sleeping in the bed, and that is the only way in which she could sleep in the bed with you. By that time, was she your girlfriend?
Yeah, we were together. We had established a relationship.
You put your girlfriend out and have your dog in. Yes, you have had a precondition that you did not tell her about, and when she arrived, you did not allow her to experience the quiet enjoyment that was expected of a roommate. And as such, I'm going to grant you $620 for having to get another room based on the fact that you did not know prior to flying 3,000 miles away that your girlfriend would insist that you sleep with her and the dog.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's the judgment. Have a good day, ladies.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $620. Samantha Hernandez is suing Eric Holland in the amount of $10,000. Ms. Hernandez claims she didn't give the green light to go ahead with her remodel and says she came home to a gutted garage. Mr. Holland is countersuing for $5,000.
State your name, ma'am.
My name is Samantha Hernandez.
Sir?
Eric Holland.
Let me start with you, Ms. Hernandez. You're suing the defendant for $10,000. He's countersuing for $5,000, alleging he owes this money because he began work on your demolished garage without permission. And your counterclaim is that there was a verbal agreement that gave you the green light to start working on it.
Correct.
All right. Start with you, ma'am.
Your Honor, he did not have my permission to demolish my garage.
I 100% had verbal communication with her that let me get started on that job.
We did not have a contract, Your Honor. This all started because I decided to build an apartment unit. I had an architect come out, they made blueprints, they took me through the process, and they said, you can get a contractor and begin. So I started to meet with contractors. I looked online, I looked through neighborhood newsletters, and the prices were all over the place, Your Honor. And they weren't all able to start. So it was like between $50,000 to $250,000. And I'm an accountant. I don't know about this stuff. And I'm
you don't know about the repair. I thought you were about to tell me you don't know about numbers. I was about to say you're in the wrong field.
No. Yes, I want to build an apartment unit.
She needed an additional dwelling on her property, and that's what I was going to do.
Okay.
An accessory dwelling unit. I heard that the state of California was promoting this. So I came by Mr. Holland as a contractor because I eventually reached out to an ex-boyfriend. And I asked Nils because he'd done construction.
One of you here, he set you up.
Exactly.
You think your ex-boyfriend gonna give you good advice?
He was giving her somebody he trusted, somebody that was going to
be quiet. Everybody asks you, oh, now here's somebody you trusted. I didn't ask you that. Now, where do you know her from?
She's an acquaintance. Her ex-boyfriend referred me to her. She had some garages she wanted to convert into a dwelling, and so I was going to do some honest work for her.
Honest work? Instead, he demolished my garage. That's not honest. I have the evidence,
First,
Your
let's
Honor.
get to whether there was agreement or not.
There was no agreement, Your Honor. He texted me and said, I need to come by with an electrician. I need to come by with a plumber in order to give you the proposal. So I said, okay, text me when you're coming. I'll leave the gate open when you're coming. I came home maybe an hour late at about 11 a.m. and I see all of my garage doors are open. There's holes in the cement, and the drywall has been ripped off.
How long had you been gone?
I've been gone about 2 hours.
So he did all that in 2 hours. Yeah, right.
Yes.
All right. Let me hear from you, sir.
We had agreed in writing, in text, that I was going to start early that week. Those were her specific words.
Well, this is an easy case. Go ahead.
We didn't have a date, Your Honor. We did not have a date when he was supposed to start or a time.
Exactly.
You said you never had an agreement.
We did not have an agreement.
Right. Okay. And he says you did, and he says there's evidence of an agreement. Counterclaim is for what, sir? What work did you do?
We basically started leveling the concrete. We had to get space ready to dig the conduit,
You dug
to lay
holes in my
electric
garage. That's not
and
leveling.
plumbing. We also had to remove the drywall because it's a residence. It needs insulation.
You did all this in 2 hours.
It was maybe 3 hours.
You did not tell me you were doing that.
There was 4 of us total, 3 men with me.
Show me receipts for that. You have receipts for all those things you did for the day in question? Because I don't believe it. I don't believe you did all that in 3 hours. I don't believe contractors make $2,000 an hour. I just don't.
You pulled it off the internet.
I just don't.
You pulled
because
that
if you're
list
there
off the
for 3 hours, sir, that means you paid nearly $2,000 an hour.
I did a Google
So
search.
no, I don't believe that.
I did a Google search, and you pulled this list off.
Ma'am, why are you doing that?
Because I know he pulled this
But don't you see
information
me
off the
talking to him?
I apologize. I'm so frustrated with
no
the
problem. Your claim is dismissed. There was an agreement. And with you, sir, you got receipts of which to show that you spent?
I can make the receipts available, yes.
All right. You don't have them here?
Not here today, no, sir.
Well, give you 30 days to bring them back because I don't believe that you make $5,000 in 3 hours worth of work. Just don't believe you get paid that much. And your claim is dismissed. I'm concluding that you had a verbal agreement. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has given the defendant 30 days to return with evidence to support his counterclaim. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
Nils set you up to this, didn't he?
Listen, you and your problems with your ex-boyfriend need to stay with you and your ex-boyfriend. You embarrassed me and you took advantage of me.
You brought it into our
Greg Mathis presiding.
In just 15 years, ma'am, let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Omar Vargas is suing Mateo Alvarez in the amount of $5,500. Mr. Vargas claims he was told that if he donated sports memorabilia to an auction, he would meet top agents, and says the agents turned out to be AI.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. May all be seated. Judge, both litigants have been sworn in.
Items, and in just a prize, kind of a going away present, he gets invited to a VIP dinner.
Was that part of an agreement?
Yes. I have him sign a contract so that I have a number of people attend the hotel.
You have a copy of the contract you all signed?
I do.
All right, let me have it, please, Amir. Now, it's his testimony. Put yours back. You couldn't even tell me what you're here for. Now you want to throw up your file. Testify. Sports memorabilia meet and greet. So the first one is May 12th. You had another one on June 10th.
Your Honor, he did make the donation, and then he was invited along with everybody who donated to a wonderful meet and greet event at a hotel. I spoke to him and his wife, and we had a great time. And then he asked, well, when do we get to meet the sports agents? And I said, well, after the dinner. And now he wants whatever he contributed, his donation, he wants it all back.
Sir?
Yeah, just to be clear, Your Honor, I was given the impression that I would be meeting the top sports agents in person. He mentioned that it would
Tell me what you signed that he failed to deliver on.
In the contract, I did sign the detail that it would be an actual appearance of the sports agents. So that was my understanding, that I would be meeting them in person and I would be asking my
that they would make an appearance. Did they make an appearance?
They did not. And I was
not one sports agent attended.
Nobody showed up, of course.
Okay, there you have it,
Your
sir.
Honor, that's not true. We had 3 sports agents at the event answering questions, exactly as the flyer suggests, and the contracts.
They were artificial intelligence.
What do you mean? What was artificial intelligence?
They're AI versions of these sports agents. They were like on a TV screen.
And it wasn't the real thing.
Yeah, I wanted the actual real people so that I can ask 5 key questions that could help me advance my career as a sports agent.
Well, quite frankly, you might have been better off with AI because they are a little more precise in their intellect and judgment than we are.
Judge, that's exactly what we're talking about here. Basically, I have an example that if you'd like to see.
Of AI on the screen?
Yes.
Oh,
basically, it's one of our agents that I was able to appear at this event, and he made his appearance in an AI version and answered questions. You can see right here.
Let's see it.
How did you become a sports agent?
I always wanted to play football. Unfortunately, my freshman year at OSU, I got hurt. Didn't want to go to law school, but my family encouraged me to do it, so I went, and a friend of mine who was playing football needed help getting represented, so I represented him and never knew I'd be so good at it.
So did you hear much of that or see much of that? You say how many questions did you ask?
I asked none because there were only 3 design questions that, I see your point about the AI. There were 3 most prominent questions, but I wanted to ask my particular questions.
You didn't get an opportunity?
Correct. I never had an opportunity.
Why?
because they were just AI featured questions.
Right. Why couldn't you ask the AI just like the other person just did? Or that was you giving an example? Was
Your
that
Honor,
you?
That was me, and that was a real agent.
Let me finish. I couldn't tell it was you or not. You look like you're on crack on that because you're a little heavier today. Go ahead. You don't smoke crack, do you?
No, never.
All right, good. Well, why you need artificial intelligence? Why can't you use your own intelligence? All right, sir. Playing with you, having fun with you, sir. You had an opportunity to ask questions, and you didn't because you didn't think it would provide the answers that you sought. And that indicates to me that you could have gotten the answers that you sought, because the answers you were seeking had to do with advancing your career as a sports agent. He described a very precise avenue in which someone could become a sports agent. I chose when I finished college because I knew. Did you mention anything to him, the defendant, Mr. Alvarez? Did you say something to him? Did you say, I don't want AI, I want real people here to give me real answers?
Yeah, Your Honor, those are great points. I think those 3 questions were already pre-designed, but I wanted my customized questions that were
Did you mention that to him?
I didn't have a chance to mention, Your Honor, because when he said public appearance in the contract, I was under the understanding that I would meet actual face-to-face.
So when you went into the conference room and saw that they were AI, was he gone? He had left the building? He had skipped town, skipped the country? Why couldn't you go up to him and say, hey, I thought I was getting the real deal. This is AI. They only have these 3 set questions that the answers that they're giving, and this is not what I want. Is there any way I can meet any sports agents? Give him a chance to correct what you think he was doing wrong. What did you say to him?
Yeah, great observation, Your Honor. I think
I'm telling you, congratulating me on my adjudication. I don't need your validation.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that, I could have asked him, but
let me put your hand up at me trying to stop me from going off.
I just want to say you're doing a great job.
Oh, you were. You're trying to keep me from going off.
You're doing a great job.
Go ahead. That's why they hired you and sent you to the sheriff's school, so you can come here and keep me under control. But it ain't gonna work. That's a good answer, Judge. Oh, Judge, that's a great observation. You don't have to tell me that. I know my observations are great.
Your Honor, there were 24 people that came to this VIP event. Sports agents couldn't answer.
Were you there? Were you there and available to him for him to ask you questions, whether you were in the room or whether folks knew where you were? Were you able to locate and be asked the question that he's concerned with? Am I going to meet real able-bodied agents?
Yes, I was there, and my answer to that question...
He did ask you. Let's start there.
He did.
What did he say?
At the time of the event, I told him that the sports agents were not able to attend in person. They had conflicts. I tried to get people to come in.
What did he say?
Well, he was upset, ran off. I mean, we had a great evening. Again, 24 people there. All of them had a great time.
Did he ask for his money back?
He did.
How much did you pay, sir?
$5,500 worth of sports memorabilia. But it wasn't very clear to me that I would be
so this isn't for a fee for anything you paid for and donated. This is something you just donated, and now you want money because your donation, which obviously wasn't given from the heart, you view your donation as a business transaction. That's what you're doing, because just because you didn't get a chance to talk to the right person, give my donation back. You wouldn't have donated to a children's cause or to a high school without a deal involved?
Actually, Your Honor, I thought that I was really doing a good turn for my high school.
Okay, well, let's keep that thought.
That's the purpose of my
Well, let's keep that thought. Then why are you here wanting your money back? If your objective was to do a good deed, it's not a good deed to donate to charity and then try and get it back. That's what you're doing.
Right.
That's not a good deed.
But, Your Honor, I didn't get a chance to actually meet actual sports agents.
Yeah, well, I told y'all to get me a Bible up here. This man need to read the Bible on what good deeds are.
Right. Yeah, Your Honor. I see your point. It's just I didn't get to
there
see
you
the
go
actual
with that
people.
again. You see my point. Well, do you see me leaving? Your claim dismissed. Have a good day.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed. Chloe Nelson is suing Aurora Edwards in the amount of $450. Ms. Nelson claims the defendant advertised a workshop for animal primal yoga and says she was stuck in her seat watching a 3-hour documentary instead.
State your name, ma'am.
Chloe Nelson.
Yours, ma'am. Your name.
Aurora Edwards.
All right, and you are suing the defendant for $450.
I am.
Alleging she advertised her yoga workshop in a way that misled you.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here today because I would like a full refund for my $450 workshop I took at Aurora's studio. I had been wanting to learn about animal primal yoga, and I actually...
What's that? Teaching your animal how to do yoga?
Animal primal yoga.
Yeah, what is that?
It connects to strength training and your most
Don't have
animalistic
anything to do with
quality.
the animal.
Pardon?
Does it have anything to do with an animal?
Yes, I think that it's touching base of animal movements and into yoga movements.
Moving like an animal?
Yes, yes, essentially.
You got to pay to learn how to move like an animal.
Well, it was advertised as a 4-hour workshop where there would be movement and yoga throughout the workshop. However, I even have a contract here.
Okay, tell me, what was it?
We got to the studio and Aurora started playing a documentary that she co-wrote. After the video, I was expecting to do yoga since that's what it was advertised as for me.
Did you all ever get to the movements of yoga?
The last 20 minutes of
20
the
minutes.
of the 4-hour workshop.
From you, ma'am.
Would you have liked it if I just talked for 2 hours? No, you want to see things. You want to see pictures, movements, actions. You want to feel like you're in the wild.
You want to practice yoga. That's what I thought. She wanted to practice yoga.
But just like any other course, you learn about it before you partake in it. So I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. Right?
I've practiced yoga, but she instructed me. Put one arm up and one arm back and put your leg up behind that. That was instruction.
And that was...
But she's saying you told her it was going to be instruction when in fact it was a form of teaching by video.
Lengthy video.
There's a lot to inform, and movement is more than just moving your body. It's about moving your mind, your soul,
What
your
portion
heart.
of the lesson or workshop involved actual movements?
The movement was the last 20 minutes.
Just 20 minutes out of how many hours?
4.
4 hours. But again, 4 hours of yoga, I mean.
Well, here I have the contract where it says that we both signed that says that there will be movement throughout the entire experience.
So when does a person experience more movement? After another $450?
Yes, the next lesson we
That's what
do.
she's
Another
saying.
$450?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And what percentage of that is actual practice of yoga?
I would say that one is more 50% of yoga.
Somebody give you $450, and then that's all instruction. Then the next $450, it's half instruction. When do you get to get 100% yoga?
Third time's a charm, third lesson.
All right. Yoga, the contract, what is it you want me to read on the contract, ma'am?
It states
Agree
that
to the following. Peace and yoga are the primary
there will be movement
goals.
throughout the experience.
Movement, again, is not just with your body, but with your mind.
And your eyes. They had to move. If you had a display, you had to move your eyes, right? Well, then, you got what you paid for. I'm with you now.
Movement and yoga.
No, it says will be yoga movement throughout the entire experience.
I forgot the comma.
And throughout is not 20 minutes.
This contract certainly would give the impression and assurance that throughout the entire session or workshop, you would be providing some type of movement and would be practicing that instruction on yoga. Therefore, I'm going to grant her refund, $450 refund. Have a good day. That's my judgment.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $450.
Don't scam people.
Well, I hope you have more patience in your next class because yoga is more than just movement.
I hope you learn what yoga is.
We can have this one.
In the amount of $600. Ms. Bonds claims she and her siblings threw their mother a 90th birthday celebration and says her sister invited a prejudiced aunt to the party without her knowledge.
State your name.
Sandy Bonds.
Ma'am?
Louise Bonds Little.
All right, and you are suing your sister for $600.
Yes, Your Honor.
Start with you.
Yes, Your Honor. I am suing my sister for the $600 for our mother's birthday event that she failed to tell me that our aunt was going to be present. And my
was in some type of contract saying that she won't be? There was part of the agreement for the $600? Is that what you're saying?
It was verbal. She provided me with 10 names, and Aunt Joan wasn't on there.
What was the agreement?
The agreement was for 10, and so 8 of those people that were attending were our relatives.
Okay.
Which
give $600 and we'll have 10 people. That's what I'm giving you my $600 for. That was the agreement?
That was the agreement.
All right, let's start with you, ma'am. You tell me about the agreement.
This is a family affair. This is a family affair. I told my sister that there might be 1 or 2 other people, but I wasn't sure because they hadn't responded. Our mother was turning 90, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
And so we thought it was going to be this. First of all, we're just happy she made it to that age. So we were going to have a party. It was going to be just for some family and some close friends. And we had the list of people, and we were going to have it this lovely resort, the Landing in Lake Tahoe, and it was going. I planned it. It was my idea. They agreed, and it was a spa. It was a resort. There was going to be food, pasta bar, dessert bar, all of these drinks. It was going to be just this lovely affair to celebrate our mother.
Who did you plan it with?
I'm an event planner, so
Okay.
I planned it with myself. My siblings, they let me plan
How many
these
other
things.
siblings do you
We
have?
have 2.
Okay.
There's 3 of us all
And did
together.
you all at least come to an agreement about what we're going to do for mom and how much each of us are going to pay?
Correct.
So why is it that you want your money back again?
I asked her for the list of people that were going to show.
Why?
And that was because
Why? Yeah.
because we were going to be limited. So we were only supposed to have 10.
Right, why couldn't you just ask how many people?
Your Honor, here's what I wanted her to do. Aunt Joan, okay? Here's a long history of Aunt Joan, just to give you a little peek.
Go ahead.
You know, just borderline racist, okay? So.
Don't try to play on my emotions. I don't care about her being racist. She ain't alone.
Oh, yeah, so borderline racist, and so she knew this of our history. My sister knew this. I have not spoken to her aunt for years because of this history. So she keeps this away from me, but let me tell you why. Because we were each paying $600 apiece for our mother's event, she knew to advise me that Aunt Joan was going to be there. Perhaps she wouldn't get the money, the $600, because for me, what I've had to go through with the history of this woman, for instance, when we showed up for the party, she says, "Oh, the brown ones are here, and he needs to comb his hair," talking about my fiance, Bob. This has been a history. My sister and I are half-sisters, so we do not have the same father.
She uses racial insults amongst the family. Aunt JoJo.
She's the female Archie Bunker, and everyone in the family knows this. Nobody likes this about her. We just try to put up with her. She's 95. She's our mother's older sister. Helped my mother out when she was widowed. Helped raise us, all of us. And no, she's not the star. She's not someone who says nice things all the time. We all know this about her, and we all put up with it.
First Amendment freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want about somebody, but short of defamation and short of starting an emergency exit
Right.
from a fire,
Right.
lying
Thank
about
you.
something like that. But my point I'm about to get to is that's hard. This is a hard case to really put in perspective.
Coming up on Mathis.
And folks I associate with that are racist in my community, however, and I disdain it, homophobia is prevalent, primarily because of the interpretation that it's a sin. What some folks want to embrace that as their reason for disliking the LGBTQ plus community. And so I don't like it. I view them as ignorant, but I'm gonna go at the event. And I may be wrong. If we had a big homophobic in our family and I knew they were going to be there, I'd go there and say, just keep him away from me, because I ain't trying to hear that. Now, why didn't you think that would be reasonable?
Your Honor, you present an excellent question, and I believe that I did go through that in my mind. So when I was more or less bombarded with her as soon as I walk in the door, with all of her insults, and I'm going, you know what?
I'm just thinking of her. I'm just thinking of it. I haven't seen her. No, you haven't even told me one word she may have said, but when you said she walked in that door, bombard you, I could just see an image. That's why I'm laughing. I can just see somebody like that.
And it's hurtful. So for my sister, I don't believe that she has the sensitivity that she needs. Love her, we've always gotten along, but how this was done, how it was set up. She had an opportunity to say to me beforehand, hey.
So she put you in a position that prohibited you from getting the experience that you paid for. That's the essence of what you have to be saying. However, the experience wasn't for you. That's the problem we have. Your $600 was for your mother's experience. Now, if it was for you, then yes. But you contributed. How many people? 3 or 4, you said?
3.
Yeah, 3 people contributed to have something for your mother. If you didn't come, you want your money back? And if they don't have it, where you going? And then they gave it all to Mama, and Mama's the one you got to get your money back from.
And Your Honor, no, I wouldn't want it from my mother.
Your money, but because the purpose is for this is Mama's money. That's Mama's money because it went to the party.
Correct.
Ma'am, your $600 went to the place it was to go. To a party for your mother. Now, just because you didn't like the guest or the aunt that you saw, how big was the location? Was it a house with a yard?
It
with
was
a backyard?
resort. There was a spa. There were places my sister could have taken herself off to and enjoyed a spa.
Yeah. I've had fist fights, like from years and years ago. Pulled weapons years and years ago on cousins. From back in the day, cousins my age were young adults, fools, doing whatever, weed, drinking, and so you get acting a fool, and you come one more step, all that old nonsense. Now, you may still have a few little resentment toward that, even though we were kids. I might still have a little resentment. You pulled a gun on me. I'll never forget you pulled a gun on me. So I stay away from them. I just stay away. Believe me, they want to talk. They want to be friends now, Cousin Greg. Now you want to be friendly, Cousin Greg on TV. All right. So that's the cost of having relatives you don't like. You go somewhere where they're going to be. What are you going to do should a close family member pass?
You have a point, but it was more for my sister that I feel that she was just deceptive. If she would have told the truth, I could have made a better decision. Let's just say I decided I was going to do something for our mother myself instead of contribute the $600. I'm not saying that's what I would have done, but she took my ability to make a clear decision away when she pulled the
Ma'am,
stunt
there were
that she
people
pulled.
there she didn't like when she saw that list too. She just played like she did. So that's a case when anybody get together. Probably anything over 6 people. There's somebody within that 6 that doesn't like one of those people. All right, so we have to grin and bear it when we're in the company of people we don't like. When they're too ignorant and we resent them, like we resent racists, we resent those who degrade women and the other sexist. So that's how we resent them and try to avoid them, but that's the best we can do. All right?
Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
Your claim is dismissed.
All right.
All rise. Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant, the plaintiff's claim. Priscilla Johnson is suing Candace Roman in the amount of $2,000. Ms. Johnson claims she hired Ms. Roman to appear in videos for her web series and says the defendant sent her assistant to do all the work instead.
Start with you. State your name.
Priscilla Johnson.
Ma'am?
Candace Roman.
All right, ma'am, you're suing the plaintiff for $2,000, alleging she owes you this money because she hired an interviewer and she sent her assistant. You hired her to do the interviewing. Start with you.
I'm a YouTuber. I have a YouTube channel, and I highlight
What's the name of your YouTube channel?
people of color in business.
Okay.
I interview them, and they share their stories so that we can inspire others who want to go into business for themselves.
Excellent, excellent. Provide avenues to finance businesses so that they can improve their lives and move out of impoverished communities. You won't have so much crime to clean up. If you help them, you help everybody increase their income, crime will go down. There's no better tool against crime than a job. Tell us, how long have you all known each other, or did you only hire her for this service?
Yes, I actually was looking to expand my channel because I do run this channel by myself. I have to do the interviews, I have to find the business owners I interview, and I was trying to brainstorm, and a friend told me she knew Candace Roman, and so she gave me her contact information. We had lunch. She loved the idea, and that's how our relationship came about.
Give me some background on your business and yourself.
My name is Candace Roman, and I worked as a news anchor for a few years before transitioning to becoming a podcaster. I consider myself an ally, and I want to uplift unheard voices. I came across Ms. Johnson from a mutual friend, and we sat down and agreed upon the contract. $550 an hour for my interviewing and $450 an hour to let her use my crew and editing team to put together a great video.
So, like she said, her fee plus her crew fee, that's $1,000 an hour for an interview. She was supposed to conduct 3 interviews. That's $3,000. And she only conducted 1 herself and sent her assistant to do the other 2, which is not a part of our contract.
And the value was in having her face and image and likeness, because she can attract, because she's known and has the skill that will help. But instead, she sent someone that is not known, doesn't have the skills, and doesn't have the brand. Ma'am, what do you say to that?
Well, what Ms. Johnson has not included in that is my face was included on those videos. There was a virtual recording after my assistant went and conducted those 2 interviews, asked the questions that I had scripted and put together for her to ask. Then I was recorded asking those questions and then stitched together. So she has uploaded 2 videos with my face on it onto her channel.
But was that the agreement, or was the agreement as you did the first time, and that is in person?
Yes, there was a scheduling.
Why didn't you do it the second and third time?
Yes, there was a scheduling issue. So I sent my assistant to conduct the interviews, asked the questions, got the recording.
Yeah, and when she was asking, what you thought she was talking to her?
No, it's very evident from the video.
You knew before it started. You knew before it started, unless you just forgot how she looked. You knew before it started that this is not who I hired.
I wasn't at the interview, Your Honor. She didn't tell me about her conflicts and schedule. She didn't tell me anything. It's after when I saw the videos, it just looked real awkward.
You have any? Did you all bring any?
I do, Your Honor.
Let me take a look, please.
What made you want to open a shoe store?
So I decided to open a shoe store because my mom is from Chicago and she grew up during the Jordan era.
Okay. That's Miss Rony?
It is.
All right, so let me see the other two.
For the
assistant, the one you're saying was
so she
substandard.
did put herself in the video, Your Honor. However, the first video, it's really engaging. It's really
what
energetic.
I saw was her in person interviewing someone, unless you're telling me that's not what I saw.
She was not in person. She did add herself in after.
Okay, and see, it looked in person. You think there's a difference? Show me the live one then. You say you have a live one.
I didn't bring that clip, Your Honor.
So how can I compare right from wrong if all I have is wrong according to you? Yeah, you don't have the evidence, ma'am, because that looks good to me. If you have something better, you should have brought it.
I only had a picture.
Dismissed. Have a good day.
All rise. Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I'm pleasantly surprised and thankful for the judge's verdict.
I'm glad that the world knows that this is the brand that Candace Roman presents. She doesn't fulfill her contract.
With Judge Mathis.
James Cash is suing Sarah Enders in the amount of $4,500. Mr. Cash claims his ex-girlfriend caught him in the buff with a female co-worker and says she angrily threw his clothes on the lawn and locked him out.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. May all be seated.
Thank you, officer.
Judge, both parties have been sworn in.
All right. Let us begin. State your names.
Your Honor, my name is James Cash.
Ma'am?
Sarah Enders, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Cash, you're suing for an illegal eviction, alleging that you have been evicted and you lost some items. You had to pay moving storage and the distress that has come along with that. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Let's start with you then.
Well, we moved in together in 2018. We'd been dating for about 4 years at the time of this occurrence. I was on a business trip to Las Vegas, and I had spent some time working and trying to text my girlfriend, speaking with her, letting her know what the situation was.
What situation?
Oh, for her to come visit. She showed up in Las Vegas unannounced at my hotel room.
Okay. And you had a woman there already? She don't know what the score is in Vegas? She don't know how that goes?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, Your Honor, but she did not know.
And she showed up?
Yes.
And she was in Vegas?
And she was in Vegas.
Well, what? I don't know if you know it or not. What happens in Vegas applies to the ladies, too.
This is true.
All right. So I don't know why you showed up over there. Go ahead, finish talking about Vegas.
I was on a business trip in Vegas. We'd been dating for 4 years. I'd moved in 8 months ago, prior to Vegas. So she'd been texting me, trying to figure out.
How did it go, living together for 9 months?
Well, the first few months were enjoyable until she became overbearing and
How so?
erratic. She's just extremely clingy, Your Honor. There wasn't a time or moment I had to myself. It was work, 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 text, text, text all day.
You mean work, work where?
I work as a client relations specialist at an ad agency.
You kept clean household?
I always keep a clean home.
Who did the cleaning?
It was a two-party effort.
I bet. Who did the cleaning, man?
I did all the cleaning, Your Honor, and all the cooking.
And he played like he had to work all the time, right?
Yes.
And then he acted like he had work in Vegas, I bet you, that week.
Yes, Your Honor.
Where was your work in Vegas?
It was a meeting.
PR for the casino. Here's how to lose your money.
You're not wrong. I mean, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and our clients lived that up to the fullest. However, I was there on business. I was working day in, day out, going to meetings all over the place. I had to take care of our clients.
Nobody work day in and day out in Vegas. You go to you have a whole conference, you go to one little session a day, and then you play the rest of the day. You think I've never been to a convention? I went to a judge's convention in Vegas, and they were going, wow. So I know what young folks like y'all are doing in Vegas, and you're not going to anything other than one session a day. And the other sessions, you send your buddy, and he brings you back the information that you needed for your work. So when you get back, you can lie about what you did and show them, and you ought to split the work together. Who knows who did what work? You know how that goes. Yeah, talk to Amir. He ain't been to Vegas yet. Except for every other month.
Nothing he knows about.
What happens there stays there, huh?
All right. You give me some background before we go any further with this trip to Vegas, and he alleges that you were clingy. That was the only problem in the first few months. You want to talk about first how he's alleging you were clingy in the first few months?
Well, yes, Your Honor. We were together for 4 years, so I assumed that we were going to take another step in our relationship, as in marriage, possibly. And I just really cared for him. I really gave him all my heart and soul. I did everything for him that I could do. I even invited him to live in my own apartment.
How long after meeting him did you invite him to move in?
He moved in about 3 years after we got together.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yes.
Good. And you know him by then, right?
Yes.
So what happened?
Well, I just, love him.
When he
loved
moved
him.
in, what changed? You all had been together and you were in love. 3 years you had been together. What changed when you moved in?
Well, Your Honor, he started acting very strange, and he stopped really wanting to hang out with me or talk to me, and it was very weird. And he kept texting this.
Do you gamble?
Gambler.
Well, maybe you should have said, do you want to shoot some dice?
Maybe.
Then he'd spend some more time with you. He said, yeah, at blackjack or whatever you play. What did you play in Vegas? Huh?
Roulette.
Roulette. You should have said, baby, you want to play some roulette?
Well, maybe I should have said, maybe I want to hang out with Alyssa, and he would have came and hung out with me to really play into the relationship and make sure that we were okay, because I really did love him. And, well, he went on this business conference. Reason, but it's strange that he says he never wanted me there. I do have text messages saying that he wished I was there. He said, "Oh my goodness, babe, here, I wish you were here." And
let me see the evidence, please.
Yes, and he even
Mathis.
said things like, "Oh, if you were here, we could go to the spa and we could go shopping."
Thank you.
And the thing that made me want to go visit him was he said that he wished I could be in his hotel room in a trench coat wearing lingerie. So I decided to take him up on that and surprise him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I took him up on the offer to surprise him in this said trench coat and very expensive lingerie that I purchased for the trip. I even traded my shift to go visit him. And when I got to his hotel room, I knocked on the door, and guess who answered?
The co-worker.
The co-worker, Alyssa. And
Right.
it just shows that, it's always the ones they say not to worry about. He constantly would gaslight me into thinking that this woman wasn't to worry about ever, and that they were just friends. Well, when I opened that door and I saw her open the door, I was just in shock.
How was she dressed? Y'all lingerie to lingerie?
Pretty
Did you
much.
brag, told her your lingerie costs more than her lingerie?
I'm pretty sure
you
mine
should
was
turn to him and say, why would you mess with somebody with lingerie this cheap?
Exactly. She probably got it from some cheap store. I went to a really amazing lingerie shop near where we live.
So what happened when you got in there? That's what I want
Well,
to get to the juicy part.
She opened the door and was like, "Who are you?" And I was like, I was so upset because we've met each other before. And I just saw red. I had to get out of there immediately. Of course, any woman who saw their 4-year boyfriend with another woman who they shouldn't be worrying about would be so angry. I ran downstairs and everybody was in the lobby. I was crying.
What did he do? What was he doing when you walked in the door and saw him in that under those circumstances with that woman?
It's quite embarrassing for him, but he was laying on the bed with no clothes.
He didn't try to cover up and give you some type of unreasonable explanation?
No, he was just like, "What are you doing here?"
Like,
and I ran away, and he was trying to run after me.
You didn't even say, well, baby, she was giving me tattoos on my private parts so that I could look good for you. See how quick I thought of that?
It's a massage, Your Honor.
You had no game, man. That's just, you could have see how quick I came up with that. So how did he react otherwise? Did he get up and say, "No, baby, it's not what you think it is"? Or did he say, "Look, we've been dating. I'm sorry. I should have told you"? Nothing? You didn't get anything?
No, he just chased after me saying that I was crazy for bothering him at work and this conference that he was at. So when we went downstairs, all of his other colleagues were there, including his boss. And I was crying and distraught and screaming at him because I was very angry and I didn't know how to react, because how do you react when you're wearing a trench coat and lingerie in his favorite color, purple, and everyone's around you? I mean, that is just unacceptable.
Sir, tell me why you're suing. How did we get to the lawsuit? You're the one, sounds like, so far needs to be sued for intentional infliction of emotional distress.
Your Honor, it was never intentional. She drove me into her arms. Like I said, the first few months we were together was a dream in the house. However, she became overbearing, clingy. I never had time to myself. I'm only a person. I am not claiming to be the perfect example of humanity here. However, the way that I was treated after this situation is what I'm coming here for.
That's what I'm asking. What happened after,
well,
what did you do? She tells me you did nothing when he came in the room other than chase her in the hallway.
Well, she certainly saw red. She certainly saw red, but I don't know if she had what happened next.
What did you do?
Me, I got up, I chased her. I was curious how she was there, why she was there. While she claims to have evidence stating that I was inviting her to Las Vegas, I have evidence to the contrary. I told her
Let me have it. You have it? Let me see. And what does the evidence say?
Work to work.
What does the evidence going to indicate when I read it?
It's going to show you. I sent text messages right back to her saying I'd love to see
hey,
her, but
babe, I was thinking of joining you in Vegas, you know, spend some quality time together. This is your response, yeah. I'm really busy and don't think I'll have time to make your visit worth it. You don't know what would be worth it to her. Am I right or wrong? 5 minutes might have been enough. You look like a 2-minute man anyway. They have me going from meeting to meeting. So you gave her excuse as to why you couldn't even see her at 9 years. Ma'am, let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Arnold Barclay is suing Desmond Pierce in the amount of $962.32. Mr. Barclay claims he hired a magician for his daughter's birthday party and says the talentless trickster broke his watch during a gag that went bad.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may be seated.
State your names.
Arnold Barclay.
All right, sir.
Desmond Pierce.
All right. And, sir, you are suing the defendant for $962.32. You say he shattered your watch?
Yes, sir.
All right. Start with you.
Well, I was having a sweet 16 birthday for my daughter. It's a big thing for my family. You know, got the food going. I had a DJ and a magician. So anyway, at the party, I hired the magician. He shows up, steals my watch.
Well, tell me, hold on. He showed up and stole your watch. Before we get there, tell me how you came to, you came into the knowledge of his services.
I had a neighbor who lives in the community tell me about him. And so, you know, I kind of researched a little bit, went online. He had decent reviews. You know, I knew he's kind of a jokester. He likes to do comic with his magic tricks. I told him when we talked just to come over, go from group to group with people at the party, do your little card tricks, and that's it.
And that's what I did.
How much?
It was $500 for 5 hours. He got paid $100 an hour.
And that's the extent of it? Do card tricks? And whatever other magic trick he wanted to perform, there was no specifics regarding his performance. You didn't say wear a wig and flip over and come back with a rabbit. You didn't have any specifics.
The comedy and the jokes I was fine with. But the problem is the man sucked.
No, I'm saying up front, did you have any specific type of routines?
I've got it in the contract and on my website landing page.
Let's see it, please, Amir.
I do sleight of hand tricks.
Sleight of hand. I hope this is the real evidence. You ain't let him put a move on you, did you? You say you sleight.
I didn't see anything.
You say you got the sleight of hand move. All right, go ahead. Yeah, what does it say? So I don't have to read it all.
Yeah, I do what I call anti tricks, where I'm setting up like I'm doing an actual trick, but the The joke is I don't actually do anything.
The joke is I got a broken watch.
It goes over well most of the time. Everybody else there was loving it.
Were other people laughing?
Everybody was in stitches. I was doing great. I mean, I'm willing to admit when I fail a show, but I was doing good here. I was on my game. I was feeling good. Looked at this guy.
How did you coordinate? How do you coordinate comedy and magic?
Yeah, I'm doing it, I'm making jokes.
Okay.
A lot of people describe me here as dad jokey.
And that's part of the distraction, I assume, so that you can perform the magic.
Yeah.
If you have them laughing at you, they don't see you making the sleight of hand moves.
Exactly.
Your Honor, he didn't do that many tricks. He's corny as can be.
That's in your opinion. He said everybody there was falling out laughing.
Yeah.
All on the floor, rolling around.
Yeah, he don't know how to read a crowd.
I brought a witness.
He said you don't know how to read a crowd.
I brought a witness with me today.
Let me stand up, sir. State your name.
Hello, Your Honor. I'm Mitch Portman, and I'm neighbors with the plaintiff. I was at the table across.
Now, what type of watch was it?
It's a nice watch.
I have the restored watch
What
right
is
here. I have this is a Eterna. Very expensive, valuable watch that was given to me by my father.
Eterna?
Yeah, Eterna.
Amir's a watch man. He got these rich friends that wear that type of stuff. Where is that? I wear the basic I wear the Rolex, the whatever. Okay, this looks like a Rolex, but it's not. It's like a Bolex. I don't know about no Interma. We'll look at that later. All right. You ever heard of Interma?
I have not.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble. Amir know about every rich watch.
Invoice on the picture.
All right, let's see that, please. There you go. Now, I'm saying that to say he's the only one look like he can afford an expensive watch. He's sharp. Got his glasses, both of them. None one of y'all look like y'all can afford no watch like this.
Well, thank you, sir.
He laid to the bone. Uh-oh, I do see that crack. Mm-hmm. All right, sir. This is relatively expensive, but thought we were talking,
it's just sentimental value.
$5,000, $10,000, $20,000 watches, which some folks who can't afford them buy. Others who could afford them, they use them as investment vehicles. You all should know. When you see a person, some folks who spend, when you read about them spending $50, $100 or more thousand on a watch, it's typically an investment if it's a person who practices financial literacy.
With a case of Arnold Barclay, who was suing Desmond Pierce for property damage.
What happened? Why are you suing him about it? I see it shattered, and that's what your lawsuit is about, but what did he do?
He wants to pull a grand finale off, right?
It wasn't the grand finale.
So he wants to take the watch without me knowing. And he did. I did not know. I see across the room, I see my watch, it's on his wrist, and I'm hot, okay? I went after him, didn't touch him, but when he saw me coming, he puts the watch out. I went to grab it. Dude drops it on the floor, and it breaks that crystal coating on the face of that watch.
Let me hear from you.
932.
Yes,
well,
you
sir,
were a witness.
I was at the table, and just before this happened, the magician, he came up to me. He did a sleight of hand trick with me where he cleaned my glasses, and next thing I knew, he's handing me my wallet. So he told us that he took Arnold's watch.
There's a wallet
and
break
the
when it
table,
drops?
all of us were just giggling, waiting for Arnold to notice, and then Arnold noticed. He got red in the face. He yelled a word I can't repeat in your court here, sir, and he rushed.
Why did you get upset? You saw he had it, and you knew he was pulling sleight of hand tricks. That I would fall out laughing. Man, did you see what he just did? The guy looked at me and he's across there with my watch. Oh my God, pay him double.
No,
Just pay him double.
Your Honor, when I saw that watch was missing, I panicked, man.
But when you found out where it was, why were you angry?
This Townsend hack was boring me to death even before that. When I saw his watch,
that doesn't sound boring to me. That sounds like I'm going to hire you. That's what that sounds like. Are you here in Los Angeles?
Yes, I am.
All right. We got some birthdays coming up with my grandchildren. I don't care what you say. And you can take my watches all you want.
Thank you.
And I'll buy a little cover if that's what it needs. Because that's all you need, sir. It's a cover.
My good neighbor Mitch over here, dropping a wallet is not the same as dropping a watch. You know, the wallet you could pick back up.
That's why I want to hear from you what happened, the transaction with the watch, to see whose fault it was.
Sure. I'm being very overt that I have the watch. I want him to know this is the reveal.
The trick.
It was my left hand. Was closest to him, and he's coming at me, and his hands were up, and I thought he was going to hit me, and so reflex, hands in front of my face. That's when I dropped the watch.
Are you a witness to that?
Your Honor, I can attest that he did drop the watch, but I believe it was solely because he was aggressive.
Did you see him coming?
Never laid a finger.
Did you see him coming toward?
Oh yeah, we all saw him coming.
Did it look hostile?
Oh yes.
And you said it, sir. You said you were upset.
But I never touched the man. Ever.
I know, but if you don't have to. Well, he shouldn't wait on you to bust him in the face before he reacts.
But Your Honor, he took that watch without my consent.
He took it as part of what you hired him to do. You hired him to take it without your consent. Just like he did the other folks at the party, which is fascinating as I listen. I hope you can do some of that at our party. Don't come there and mess up.
Yeah.
You can even drop my watch. You better make them little kids laugh.
Save your money, Your Honor.
Kids love me.
Save my money.
Save your money. Unless you don't like laughing.
This is the first time I've gotten a complaint like this in 15 years of doing this.
Are you kidding me?
I requested his information. I thought it was a great show.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Just based on what you've described.
Yes,
Let
sir.
alone you saw it going down. This is what I'm going to do. You want $962. I believe you were part of the cause. And as such, we refer to in the law contributory negligence, meaning that you contributed to the damage of your own watch. How did you contribute to the damage? You rushed up on the man, you frightened him. However, being a professional, when you saw him coming, you should have said, I'm kidding, don't do something to mitigate the circumstance. You didn't.
And why doesn't he have insurance? This guy's taking stuff off people.
I've never needed it. This has never been a problem.
You take stuff from people.
And it always comes
don't
back
have
the
insurance.
way I took it.
That's
you
crazy.
want $962.36. I'm going to give you $600 as a judgment, sir, because I believe you contributed to this negligence. All right? Good luck to you. I'm serious. I'm going to have the staff get your number. Because we're going to have Amir's, we're going to have his 16th, sweet 16th birthday. And we're going to perform now.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $600.
Let me know when you want to go to rehab. Otherwise, I think you're a crackhead.
Absolutely not.
My goal is to inspire others to overcome their obstacles. You don't need him and his little raggedy roommate.
Thank you.
All while having a little fun on Mathis Court. You look like you're ready to lie right the first word out your mouth. This is Mathis Court with Judge Mathis.
Joshua Fleming is suing Chelsea Flower in the amount of $1,299. Mr. Fleming claims the defendant sold him a cryotherapy device that broke and says when he asked for his refund, Miss Flower left him out in the cold.
State your name.
Joshua Fleming.
Ma'am?
Chelsea Flower.
All right, Mr. Fleming, you're suing the defendant for $1,299, alleging that she sold you a barrel that was too small and you got stuck, whatever all that means. I'll start with you, and I'm sure you'll clarify.
Yeah, I bought a cryotherapy barrel from her, and I told her basically
what are those? Everybody doesn't know what that is.
Yeah, so it's basically a technology where it does use cold to soothe your muscles and kind of resolve any issues that you have from, say, like working out or work issues. I generally work out a lot, and I'm athletic, so I do some sports. And so I figured this was going to be a good fix for some of the issues that I was having with soreness and muscle aches. But it turned into a real big problem when I got the product from Chelsea here.
Go ahead, young lady. Tell me about your business.
Yeah, so I started my health and wellness cryotherapy business about 3 years ago. During the pandemic, I've always been very invested in the fitness, health, and wellness space. But as I started to get older, I wanted to focus more on something restorative, something that will help
lengthen and make your life better.
How does it?
It's generally good, as he said, for restoring after a hard workout. It's also great for long-term injuries you have. Some even say that it's good if you have cancer, disease, all of those other things. It's basically good for everyone, and I wanted to put it in people's homes. That way it's more affordable and more accessible. I just wanted to give people an amazing product, if used properly, obviously.
Okay, Your Honor, I tried using it properly. The problem was that I told her basically what I was using it for, and I told her my measurements, my height and my weight. I'm 6'2", about 200 pounds, and she told me that anybody under 6'4", 250 would fit in this.
That's correct. Absolutely, 100% correct. It's basically a one-size-fits-all within those parameters.
And
if
what
you're
happened?
over 6'4", obviously
What
not.
happened?
Yeah, and I am shorter than that, so I figured it would be fine. I get into it, so this is what happened. I order it in December, and I am very excited to use it, set it up. My girlfriend is in the kitchen. She's making dinner for us. It's a very exciting night to try out this new technology that we got. I fill it up.
Y'all want to try some new stuff, huh?
Yeah, trying out something
Let's get in here and freak inside the cryotherapy machine.
We don't suggest that.
Go ahead, sir.
So I fill it up about waist height of water, and I let it to cool down. Gets to about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I get into it, and I kind of get used to the water.
Where's your girlfriend?
She's cooking dinner.
And have a good romantic evening, so I thought I'd get into the cryotherapy and
Might have
think
the
that was
opposite
going
effect,
to
frankly.
mobilize things. All right, sir. You got it in. What happened?
So I get in. I'm getting used to it for about 30 seconds because it is very cold. And then I wanted to get my shoulders and everything else engulfed in the water so that I get all the benefits from my whole body being covered. And when I went down to get into the water, I tried getting up after about 30 seconds, and then I was stuck inside the barrel, and I could not get out no matter what I did.
He didn't follow instructions, basically.
I followed all the instructions. It's a barrel, so
he didn't.
it's hard
I actually have them here if
mess
you
up.
like
Yes,
to
let
see
me
the
see them, and you
evidence.
can tell me, Andrew, please.
Thank you,
and
Your Honor.
you can tell me what's supposed to have occurred.
Yes. So
The process.
We suggest that the first week you don't fully submerge because your body needs to acclimate. You do need to let your body adjust because it's a shock to the system. And so we suggest just short increments of time at first, and then maybe after the first week you can begin to extend. But he got the barrel, filled it up, and immediately submerged himself. And
As opposed to what?
he's supposed to only stay waist deep for the first week to just let
And
your
that's
body
on one of
acclimate.
these instructions you handed me?
Yeah, and it's all right there. I sent him an
During
email.
the first week, it is recommended that you only stand in the barrel in order to let your body acclimate. Sir, did you go with these directions?
I did read the directions, but the problem was that I got stuck in the barrel. That wouldn't necessarily matter if I waited a week or not. The barrel was just not big enough for my body.
He clearly didn't
I'll ask you again, did you follow every part of the directions?
I started by standing up waist deep, and then after that, since the water was not covering my whole body, then I went on and went deeper into the water.
Yeah, because the instructions say it shouldn't cover your whole body. Matter of fact, that's the first thing it says.
Yeah.
Just don't let it cover you. It says, the first week of use, stand in the barrel in order to let your body acclimate.
Say let's happened 2 weeks into having this barrel, right? Would that change anything in terms of what happens?
I've
Because I would
studied
still
this.
be-
This is my.
That's the directions, is that
Yes,
you,
this is
once
my
you get
subject
used
of
to
forte.
it.
So what she is saying is that my body would shrink within that week, therefore fit better inside of the barrel 2 weeks in rather than 1 week in, which is just not logical.
Maybe when you stand there those first week or two and you stand at a certain level as she instructed, maybe it does affect your fat cells and reduces them, and therefore it is easier. I don't know. I don't know at all. Do you have anything from a physician or anyone else?
I don't have anything like that from
This
a
is
doctor.
something you've come up with.
But what I do have is this. There's basically, when you buy the product, there is a 2-week process where you can get a refund for it if there's anything wrong with the service.
Okay.
And I do have an invoice here as well as some emails back and forth that I had, if you'd like to take a look at the evidence here.
Yes, please, Andrew. What does it say? What is it going to tell me?
It basically says, what happened. I got the product. I was told I should fit into the product. I did not, and I was asking for a full refund. She then said she was not going to give me a refund because it was my own doing that I broke this.
He intentionally broke the barrel.
How so?
From my understanding from his email, he had to be hacked or in some way pried out of the barrel, and he sent me a picture of the ruined barrel and then wanted a new one, which he didn't follow the instructions. Normally, I'm
No, you said
happy.
he intentionally broke it, though.
Correct.
Why?
Because he felt that he was trapped.
Okay.
Because
so he broke it to get out, to escape danger.
I would agree.
That is a byproduct of his escape to safety.
I was scared for my life. I was in there for
correct,
10
but
minutes.
if you just
freezing cold
read the
temperatures.
directions, we wouldn't be in this situation, and I can't be held liable for everyone's indiscretion and frankly immaturity when buying a product.
We haven't concluded that occurred. All I have is his testimony and your evidence that says the one sentence, during the first week, it is recommended that you only stand in the barrel. All I see on here, it doesn't say how much the water should fill up. It says, let your body acclimate to the harsh temperatures. But it is recommended that you stand only in the barrel.
My main issue was the dimensions were incorrect, and that's based on me asking her what one I should get. So I was trusting her advice to use this product correctly, but it was not.
And there was
correct.
no way for you to go? It's not in the same town? You couldn't go and fit it, if you will?
No, unfortunately, your company's out of Texas, and I wasn't in the area to stop by the store.
There's a guide online.
You tried once and couldn't get out. That's what you're selling.
This was the first
time
time
you
I tried.
called and said, I want to send this back. It doesn't fit.
Yes, I sent that email that is in the documents up there.
And what was her response?
She would basically offer me 20% off of a new barrel, which didn't necessarily make sense to me because I didn't fit in this one.
Is that true, ma'am?
Yes, I thought that was more than reasonable.
Why would you offer him 20% off?
Because I can't be going around giving people multiple barrels. For all I know, it's a racket.
Why do you give him anything? Why would you give him anything? Why would you offer him anything?
Because
you stand on your truth. You say, no, I didn't do anything wrong. Same thing you're telling me today? That's what you should have told him.
I was trying to be
when you
generous.
say, I'll give you a discount on the next, and I'm so sorry that happened. Instead, you should have said just what you're saying today. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Instead, okay, send it on back. Well, no, I'll just give you a 20% discount on the other one. That is tantamount to an admission that something is happened that was not totally his fault.
I disagree, Your
Because
Honor.
otherwise you wouldn't offer anybody their money back. Who offers somebody their money back when they broke your product? If he broke your product intentionally, wasn't that what you said? If he intentionally broke your product, why would you offer him 20% off a new one? Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
All rise. Judge Mathis has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $1,299.